Hi, are you looking for a perspective in photography, not from the eyes of a working professional, but that of a passionate hobbyist? Well, stick around. I may have some information that might be useful to you. Hi, I'm Steve, and I'm considering myself a serious hobbyist, photography hobbyist. Back in the 90s, I was a professional photographer shooting the Nikon N90, as shown here, but over the years I changed careers, and recently, within the last several months, decided to get back into the field of photography as a hobbyist, not in the professional line as well, but this is a hobbyist. And I'm shooting now all Canon mirrorless, and I just felt like maybe I should bring a channel to the YouTube here that looks at photography from the eyes of a serious hobbyist. Not that of a professional working photographer, and there's a ton of channels out there. Great channels, I mind you. I'm not saying anything against them, they're fantastic channels, but they all seem to be through the eyes of a professional working photographer. Well, I want to take this channel and I want to put it into the perspective of a hobbyist. So let me go ahead and start by showing you the equipment that I'll be using. Now, I'm going to tell you right up front, it is all Canon professional equipment. I did save up and buy it. I chose professional equipment because basically I just know me. I could buy something that was not quite as on the professional level, but every time I did that in the past, and this is for camera bodies and lenses, I found myself eventually buying the higher end merchandise, or the higher end lenses or bodies. So I figured I'd just skip the middleman and go straight to the higher end equipment. That's just me though. It's personally, this is all my perspective, and it's not a suggestion that this is what you should do, but this is what I did. It's just me. I just know how I operate, and I always do regret not getting the highest end or the higher end eventually, and end up spending more than I should when I could have gone to that one particular high end to begin with. Anyway, let me go ahead and show you my equipment here, what I'm using in my my new photography hobby. Okay, I'm going to start off with the body of my camera. I'm shooting the Canon R5 Mark II. On this particular camera, I do have the BG20 grip on it. They do make another grip, the BG EP grip, that has a cooling fan in it, as seen here, or you see the vents anyway, and that actually helps cool down the camera body itself if you're running a lot of, or using it primarily for video recording, cinematography. It'll actually aid in the cooling of the system itself. I've just got the BGR20, that is, which I had from a previous Canon purchase. It works fine on this camera. I don't really run that much record that much video on this particular camera, so I really don't have any trouble with any overheating issues as reported, and pretty much Canon has got the heating issue under control anyway. But it does have multiple options on the back, multiple buttons, like all your operational buttons here. You got your LED screen. This is also a flip screen as well. Very, very nice camera. It's not that heavy, really. It's not that heavy, and the grip itself gives you it just gives you more control of the camera itself in either vertical or horizontal position. As for my lenses here, we're going to start with the Canon 50. They call it the Nifty 50, I guess. That's an old phrase there. It does have autofocus manual and a switch here, iris control, another button you can program, control ring. This is a 1.8. It's an L series lens. Very nice glass, very fast. Basically focus ring here as well, manual if you want to go into manual focus. And you do have an aperture ring here that if you take it in pure manual, this is basically if you want to use this in video mode, you can adjust your f-stops here with this ring right here. That's the 50mm I've got. Great lens. I use it occasionally here and there. It's pretty much a catch-all lens. My next lens is another L series lens. It's the 15 to 35 from Canon. Very, very nice lens. This one is actually a 2.8 all the way through zoom lens. Nice glass again, very big opening there. It's at, I believe it's 82 millimeter there. Now, this also has your zoom right here where you can zoom it in from 15 to 35, smooth operation, autofocus, manual focus selector, and this one does have image stabilization built into this lens. So with the R5 having the in-body stabilization and this having stabilization, you can find yourself taking photographs in lower light situations and really have a little more control over any type of camera movement there. For my next lens, again an L series lens, professional lens, this is a 28 to 70. This too is also a 2.8 all the way through. Big chunk of glass there. It does have some weight to it. It does come with a nice little lens hood here, as did again the 15 to 35 also has a smaller lens hood there. Now, again, this is a heavier lens. It does have a lock here. This lock button is to keeps the camera or keeps the lens from zooming out. So if you have it in transport, you don't have to worry about the lens accidentally dropping out or zooming out. It's a stability issue for the lens itself for shipping. Or transportation. It does have manual focus, autofocus. However, this lens does not have image stabilization built into it. With the 2.8 and everything, you still got your in-body stabilization in your camera, at least in the Mark V there in that series. But you don't have the additional image stabilization built into this lens. Great lens, one of my all-around go-to lenses again. I use this one quite a bit. Okay, my next lens is the Canon 85 millimeter. This is a prime lens here, as my 50 millimeter is. This is my other L series lens, 85 millimeter fixed, 82 millimeter in diameter. Big chunk of glass there. I do have a Canon Protect lens. I'm trying these Protect lenses. These are basically just clear, not UV. I don't use UV filters. But this is just a clear optical protection there from Canon. They can get about, this one was about 90 bucks. But I'm going to try these out to see if there's any color shift. So far I haven't seen any image distortion or any color shift using this particular filter here. Basically to protect the glass itself, the optics itself. Believe it or not, I use this. I don't do any portrait photography, so to speak. I may do candid portraits, but I'm not interested in doing any portraits. But this is the portrait lens of choice by many professionals. Actually, I use it in product photography, and I actually have used it in some street photography too, and it comes in handy in street photography, believe it or not. That's another topic for another video. I'll discuss street photography versus some of the others. Now, I do want to say that all these lenses that do come with the hoods will lock into place. You lock them into place, and there's a small button right here that can release it, and it's a lot more stable. It's a lot more stable here. Okay, the last lens that I do own is the L series 70 to 200. This is their latest 70 to 200. Comes with the aperture ring again for video. Some other buttons here you can program. This one is millimeters, 82 millimeter, I believe. It is 82. A nice piece of glass again. Do I shoot these lenses without filters? A lot of times I do, and depends on the situation, depends on where I'm at. If I'm going to be someplace where there's a lot of stuff blowing around, or moisture or dampness or sea air or something like that, I will put some sort of filter on here to protect the lens itself. But if I'm in an area where I don't expect to have any issues, then I will probably shoot without any filter at all. It does come with the tripod mount here, and the ring is, you can rotate it. Now on this particular lens, for some reason they've chosen not to build it where you can take the ring off as in some of the other models. Why, I don't know, but I've not really seen any real reason to have to take this off. Again, this does come with a lens hood, and in this particular lens hood you can find a little opening here, so if you do have filters on your camera, you can just open that little door up and you can adjust your filter accordingly. Again, these filters are designed to go onto your camera. You rotate them around, they lock into place, and you can unlock it again using the little release there. And that's basically all the lenses I have at this time. I may in the future get something else, I'm not sure. I'm kind of contemplating a straight 35mm and possibly an extender, but I have not made my final decision on that. Okay, as for my filter system here, I have gone with a Bucard. First off, let me go a step back here. I'm using the Polar Pro filters. I've tried them before, I liked them. I've got the step-up rings for each lens. Basically, this actually goes to the video camera, which I'm using it right now. But these step-up rings, give you an idea, that's a 77mm. Basically, the Polar Pro, you put your ring on your camera. They say you can leave these on your camera and just never have to take them off. I kind of take them off because it makes storing the cameras a little bit easier. But it's got a magnet in here, goes in, clicks, locks into place. So I can put a step-up ring for whatever lens I want to use. And these are the filters themselves. They're the Helix filters, Helix system. Again, I'm going to go through all these differently in a different video. I'm just giving you a brief overview. I've got the Bucard color polarizer. Circular polarizer. Don't know what I was thinking. It fits right onto the Helix system as well. I've also got the variable density filters 2 to 5 and the 6 to 9 from the Peter McKinnon system, Polar Pro. These do have the 1/8 mist built into them, which kind of diffuses and softens skin and tone, kind of gives a little highlight to lighting and everything depending on circumstances. But if it's not needed, you don't see it. It won't interfere in everyday photography. Again, the 2 to 5s and the 6 to 9 variants, and I do have some screw-in everyday filters from Polar Pro in 3 different sizes here that I can go ahead and put on my camera as just regular everyday filter to protect the lens, and it does enhance the photo quality, the image, quite a bit. Okay, and if you're wondering where I store all my equipment, I have purchased a Pelican 1560 case. I have got the Trek Pack system where you can get these sections to actually build it the way you want to build it. It's not the least expensive option to store your equipment, but I've tried a couple other sections or a couple other options, and this seems to work the best for me. It does work the best for me as well. Now, as you can see, I got my body and my lenses right here. Filters are right here. I also can put some other stuff in here. Now, this spot right here is for my Canon XA60 video camera, which actually I'm using right now to record all this. But it gets put into here. Put my batteries in here. I've purchased the optional backpack here. I took the foam out. This does come with foam on the top. But I took the foam out, and you can mount this vinyl pack in the back here. It screws on, and you can have pouches for different batteries or whatever options you want to put in here. It holds everything great. And once you get everything packed down, depending on what equipment you have here, it's definitely not light. It's kind of on the heavy side. But on the plus side, though, this particular case does come with wheels and a handle. A handle comes out on this side here on the bottom, which I know you can't see in the video, but you can actually pull the handle out after securing this and just roll it like you would any luggage, or any roll-on luggage, whatever. Makes transportation a lot easier. So that's how I store all this equipment here. It is an investment, but I figured in the past, and I'm sure everybody else has purchased several different backpacks or bags or whatever the case, and they either outgrow them or find that they don't perform what they want to do. They don't hold the equipment they want to hold, so they end up with multiple bags or cases. And I'm guilty of that. I've got several bags. I've got about 6 or 7 bags throughout the years that each one, and I progressively added more to, and had to get a bigger bag. So now I've got about 6 to 8, maybe 10 bags sitting around gathering dust, and I do store stuff in there. But this is the best way to carry my stuff. Now, if I don't take everything out at one time, so what I'll do is when I leave, if I just want to take a few items out, like one body of lens or whatever, I use my, where is it? I lost it. There it is. My Peak Design. This is from Peak Design. And it's just a case to carry stuff around. I got the large size. I can put the body in here. Some more lens. I thought I was missing some filters. Here's some more filters here. I forgot to even another step-up ring. This is all the everyday filter from the Helix system. Going back to the filter side here, I knew couldn't figure out where I put these things. They were still in here. Again, the Helix system is really great. I'll do another video on the Polar Pro Helix system here. And this basically is just for the protective Canon filter that I mentioned earlier. So they're stashed in here as well. I was just wondering where I put those. Anyway, but I use the Pelican also. It doesn't say anything about photography on it. It's kind of unobtrusive. People think it's just a messenger bag, and it holds everything quite well. I just put it over. It's a sling. I put it over my shoulder, and also has a handle on here. If you want me to do a video on the Peak products, let me know. I'll be glad to do that too. So that's basically how I carry my equipment, and it's basically everything I was going to show you in this particular video. Okay, I'd like to go ahead and conclude this video here by saying that these are just my own personal preferences. They're not meant to say this is how you should pursue your hobby or career or whatever. Basically, this is just all my perspective of how I do things. Now, what I'm going to do in the future videos is I'm going to take each of this piece of equipment and do a short video on the equipment itself, hopefully being able to show you some of my work and everything. Now, again, as I said before, this whole channel is not sponsored by any manufacturer, any product line, or anything like that. There's no sponsorship whatsoever. This is all based off my own opinion. So if you would, I'd really appreciate it, since this is basically my opinion and not being sponsored, if you could hit that like button if you think it deserves it, and subscribe possibly. I'd be great, because if you subscribe, you'll be notified of any upcoming videos. And again, I'm going to go ahead and go into depth of all the equipment I have in future videos. I'm going to try to put one out a week at least once. I'm at least once a week, hopefully. I do work full time, so sometimes time's a factor. It's a time crunch, but I want to do my best. But I hope the information so far I've given you has been a little bit useful, kind of sparked your interest a little bit, and I hope to see you in future videos. Till later, this is Steve. See you.